day today was cutting out some card stock for a project I was working on. Before one does cutting with a laser, you want to run a quick material test. I was just supposed to be cutting, and instead of getting rid of the engrave area, I was just lazy and I hit go. Now, do you see this? Seriously, do you see this? The engraved portion of this test card looks like an old-timey blueprint. Let me show you how to do this because it's crazy simple. Poster board. Go to your dollar store and pick it up for $1. You're gonna have to cut it down a little bit to fit into your laser. Not a big deal, right? Now what you need to do is you need to go find some artwork online. You can go and find patents online through Google patent search. So it's patents.google.com. Now, whether you're doing this for yourself, for your family, or for gifts, or you're making a business out of it, this is how you can do it. Super quick, super simple. Now, as far as I can tell, patent drawings are public domain, and that means that you should be able to use them freely. There's still copyright, and if you do some research, it goes blah, blah, blah. I'm not a lawyer, okay? I'm gonna assume that if you don't hear people getting sued because they're using patent drawings as art, then I'm gonna make the assumption that it's kind of gray area legal-wise and people really don't care. The other thing too is if you're doing old stuff, no one does care because I think it's 70 or 80, 70, 90, 70 some odd years or older, it's open. Do whatever you want with it. I use Lightburn for the software for my laser, but whatever software you like, this process is gonna be pretty much the same. Now, I have a LaserMaster 3, it's got a 10-watt output, so I take this test cut. I load it, might have to tweak the settings a little bit, but for the most part, this is a really good foundation start for me. Now, in this case, the material happens to be poster board. If you want the file for doing this test, you'll find it in the description down below somewhere in, I don't know, down there somewhere. Quite likely, you're gonna have to tweak this a little bit for your laser. This happens to be a 10-watt unit. You might have to play with the speeds and everything like that. Get into the file and monkey around with it. But I'm hoping if you've gotten this far, you know how to do this kind of stuff. Draw a rectangle for the frame of the print in any size you want. I just kind of guessed this one, but you can go to the upper left and adjust the measurements to be precise as you want. If you want a border on this, you want to add that as well. So draw another rectangle, and what we can do is just make sure that we engrave that. Once you've loaded the image that you want, you can click on the frame, control click, and grab the image itself, and you can choose apply mask image, and what that will do is crop out all that extra stuff and you don't have to mess around with it, and then that little line ends up engraving on the outside. In this case, I used an outline of 20,000 millimeters per second. 60 to 80% works. It depends on what you're doing. Now from this card, we can see that 1600 millimeters per second at 80% power works really well at cutting it with the air assist. Load it up and hit send. Most of these things in an 8x12 are in that kind of range of size. It'll take about 15 to 20 minutes to do. The engraving doesn't hardly leave any smoke at all. The only thing that really does smoke would be when you're doing the cut. It's crazy simple. And if you have a laser, you need to try this. It doesn't do just blue. You can do green or red or black. Pretty much any poster board that's got a white core and some paint or ink on it, it'll work for this project. Those that don't have a laser and you want to get a laser, I bet you any money that you could very quickly pay off a laser that you buy by making these things. Let's take a look at some of this here, shall we? The laser, it's 700. Poster board, it's $1. This here can make about 6 prints. Cool, right? I see people on Etsy selling 6-packs of blueprints all over the place. Now, these vary in price, but for the most part, it seems that a 6-pack is around $80, $90, sometimes $100, but it seems to be in that price range, $60 to $100 depending. Also, let's look at this. It's gonna take, say, 1.5 hours. If we take that 700 and we're gonna have to divide it by a number, say $84 for a 6-pack. This will be 83 after you get rid of this $1. 700 divided by 83, 8.5 sets. You want one of these lasers? For 9 sets, that time commitment's only like 13 and a half hours. That's less than a part-time job during a week. and you can earn $700, be able to pay all this thing off. If you want to get one of these lasers, there will be links down below on where to get it and where to get all the accessories if you want them. You don't have to have them. Honestly, the only thing that you would really want to get for something like this would be like a box fan and a filter, just to get the little bit of smoke that comes out. Just kind of take care of that. Other than that, you're done. So over a period of a part-time job for a week, you can get yourself a laser cutter. Thanks for giving me some of your valuable time, and if you want more lasery goodness, you'll be able to find some links up in here around, probably down there in the description. There'll be links, and you'll be able to see some more lasery cool stuff. Thanks for watching.